Okay, big sigh. Just like the pace of my pilot in this video, we are going to be going through this kind of fast. The topic of today is grav boosting, using the Gravity Star Ordinance to boost yourself really fast and move throughout the map in a really flashy and fluid way. Just a little side note really quickly, this is a controller guide. I do all of my movement stuff on controller. I've learned, I don't know, 4 years of controller, so this is not for keyboard and mouse. I have a controller cam up there, as I said before. And if you don't know the basics of movement, slide hopping, air strafing, wall kicking, strongly recommend you go check out my movement guide or the 30 other movement guides in this game made by other creators on YouTube. That link will be down in the description. Please go check that out and drop a like on it for me. It is very helpful for learning advanced mechanics like this. 3 things we're going to go over: how to do it, practical applications, and some other kind of advanced things that you can do with a Gravity Star. First thing we do is the tutorial. There are 2 ways to learn this: audio or visual cues. I use audio cues. I'm an audio gamer. I play with really loud game sounds. So if you're that kind of person, I recommend doing the audio version of this tutorial, and I am going to do that one first because I'm most familiar with it. How the Gravity Star looks when it is thrown and how it sounds is very important. So whichever one you're more comfortable with. To do the audio, all we're going to focus on is 3 parts: when it hits the ground, when it rises, and it swells. So these are the 3 parts, just to identify them really quickly. It's going to hit the ground, it's going to rise, and then it's going to swell as it's right there. What we want to do is start moving towards the Gravity Star. We're about 5 to 10 feet back from the Gravity Star right now. We're going to start moving towards the Gravity Star basically as soon as it swells. Not rises, swells. There is a difference. It only swells for about a second, maybe less than a second, so this timing has to be almost perfect. And then we want to jump through the Gravity Star, out of the slide, and then double jump as soon as the Gravity Star explodes. So we want to be on the outside of the radius of the blast zone of the Gravity Star, basically. So what this sounds / looks like when I do it: it's going to hit the ground, it's going to rise, now it's going to start swelling, slide, jump. Oh, this little ledge here messed me up. You get the idea though. Slide, jump, jump again. As soon as it explodes, you want to be either jumping the first time or double jumping. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Don't worry about it. That's not important. That is really just a personal preference thing. We'll do this one more time. It's going to hit the ground. It's going to rise, swell, slide through, jump, and I double jump whenever it explodes. This is something that you're going to have to practice for 20, 30, 45 minutes to an hour. Just come into a controlled environment like a private match. You can even find Gravity Stars in the story mode if you wanted to really diversify it. But definitely do this in a controlled environment. It's not that hard of a skill to learn. As long as you have some basic movement mechanics kind of mastered by now, then you'll get the Gravity Star pretty quick. Now let's do the visual cues. And it's the same thing, the same chapters, hits the ground, rises, and then swells. You'll notice these animations are a little bit particular. So it's going to hit the ground, it's going to rise, and then you'll know it's swelling when it's pulling in all that debris right in the middle. So once again, as it's swelling, you're going to want to slide through, kind of go towards it a little bit, maybe a couple of steps, slide through, jump or double jump as soon as it explodes, whatever you're more comfortable with. So it'll hit the ground, it's going to rise. As soon as it starts swelling, move towards it, slide, jump, and I double jump. Once again, that distinction is up to you. So that is how to do it. It's very simple. Like I said, just go in and practice this for a while. You'll get it down, I promise. You're just trying to build that muscle memory on either the visual or audio cues. Next thing I'm going to get into is some practical applications for this. There are a couple of different technical Gravity Star terms. There's horizontal and vertical. Horizontal is what we just learned. Horizontal is the most practical application for the Gravity Star. It serves to get you a lot of speed and going on a horizontal plane so that you are getting the most speed out of it possible. As lined up, you want to match your pilot's altitude with the Gravity Star's altitude to get the perfect horizontal grav boost. That's going to get you the most speed. And you want to be on the farthest outside of the radius of the Gravity Star while also still, being in it so that it still affects you and gives you the boost. You're going to be as far outside as you possibly can without actually leaving the radius of the grav boost. There's not much to cover about horizontal. Do horizontal, go fast. That's pretty much the lesson here. The other one is vertical. You want to do vertical grav boost to get a little bit more hype. So you've seen me boost off of this thing, and I kind of get boosted down a little bit. and I go over here to the left or to the right and I get a lot of speed. But what if we want to make it over there? Well, you can absolutely still do that. And the way we do vertical is you pretty much always have to double jump out of the gravity star. You have to be as high up in the radius as possible while also maintaining a little bit of the horizontal momentum so that you can actually get boosted forward. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but let's try it. So I'm going to double jump a little bit higher on the gravity star. Not quite. I think we can make that better. But I'm going to double jump a little bit higher on the gravity star, and let's throw it right about here, and we can probably get this down. The main thing to getting a good vertical gravity boost is double jumping a little bit earlier so that the gravity star affects you. Like that one did it. Ooh, not so much. Oh well, you get the idea. You double jump a little bit. You double jump a little bit earlier so that the gravity star is going to fling you up instead of straight out. And you can do a lot of things with vertical gravity boosts. You can even do like a straight elevator, and you can kind of jump up to, you know, challenge somebody who's on high ground. You can boost up to it really quick instead of having to mantle. I do this occasionally. It's not the most practical use for the gravity star, but it is good to note. It is good to note that you can do things like that with the gravity star. Or for example, another vertical thing that I'll do is on maps like Rise, Glitch, or any maps that kind of have this over the top kind of boundary. I'll throw a gravity star kind of over here, and I'll make sure to get myself a little bit more height on it so that when I boost, I'm in these higher, harder to reach spots. I tend to use this a lot whenever, you know, I'm fighting grapple players. I'll throw a gravity star with the intention on getting a little bit higher up so that I have an advantage on grapple players that are slingshotting over my head and things like that. So the vertical gravity boost is pretty situational, not very practical. Not a lot of people use it unless you've spent a lot of time with the gravity star and you know exactly what you're doing with it. So these things do take time. Another thing that you can use the gravity star for is the most obvious one, catching pilots in it, which is what it's there for. That's what the grenade is supposed to do. You're supposed to catch stuff in gravity stars. But something that people don't do a lot when they catch people in gravity stars is use the gravity star for themselves. They stick somebody in a gravity star and then they just like sit still and shoot the pilot because it's an easy kill. I'm not discouraging that. Obviously, get the free kill, you know, do that. But if you can make an effort to run towards that gravity star and try to boost out of it, I can't tell you how many times I've been live and I stick somebody with a gravity star, or I catch them in a gravity star, kill them, and then move through the gravity star that I caught them in and used it as a boost to reposition into the next fight. It's such a valuable tool, and there are so many things you can do with it, and people just don't take advantage of it. And you should. You absolutely should. So next time you catch somebody in a gravity star, just try to run towards that gravity star. Try and hit your grab boost every single time. Try and use that grab boost as often as possible. It's waiting for you. Just do it. Another small thing I'd like to mention really quickly, another application for gravity star. If you throw a gravity star at a Titan that's about to eject, and it's really easy to do with nuke ejecting Titans because they sit in that eject animation for 2 seconds before they actually eject. If you throw a gravity star, like right at the cockpit, kind of like the crit spot on the Titan, they get caught in that gravity star when they eject and they can't move. So I do this a ton whenever I'm streaming. I will throw it at a nuclear ejecting Titan, or an ejecting Titan in general, but a nuclear ejecting Titan, and then they're stuck in their gravity star. They don't know what's going on. They don't know why they're standing still, and then they kill themselves with their nuke eject. Super easy pilot kill that you can get, and you can do it to Titans that, you know, you weren't killing. You can just get a free pilot kill for your team. No big deal. You may not get the points for it, but it's really useful. I don't know a whole lot of other practical applications that I use gravity star for. I'll throw gravity stars above me whenever someone's peeking high ground, and I will catch somebody out of their little high ground perch. Throw gravity stars to the left or right of AWOL users. It'll pull them out of the AWOL, leave them exposed for a little bit so that you can try and kill them before they get back to their AWOL. That's another really good one that I tend to use a lot. Gravity stars also do really good damage to Titans, believe it or not. If you stick a Titan with the gravity star, it does damage to any part of the Titan. And then if the Titan is still standing where the gravity star is when it explodes, it does a decent amount of damage. So just make note of that next time you're throwing grenades at a Titan and you have a gravity star available. Might as well throw it. It comes back really fast. It's the fastest recharging ordnance in the game. Take note of that. And last but not least, I'm going to go over the most advanced mechanic that I can think of. with gravity stars, and that is the mobile gravity star. The mobile gravity star means that you are already moving. You have some momentum of some kind. You're not doing a static gravity star, and you throw it a little bit ahead of you and you run into it and you boost your speed even more. An example of this before I kind of tell you how to do it is right here. Go on the zip line, throw this right over there. Well, I didn't do it right, but that's okay. We're going to keep doing this over and over while I talk about it. The point of this is to extend the route that you were already doing. I'm a firm believer in what I call routing, going into all of your different maps and making very familiar, consistent routes. If you watch any of my videos and you watch this one or my movement guide, you'll see that I take the same routes over and over and over and over and over. And it's because I've rehearsed them to the point that I know I'm going to hit perfect wall kicks. I know I'm going to be going the fastest I can possibly go in those routes. If I come across a pilot in those routes, I know I have the advantage because I know the route better than he does. So what you want to do is find those routes that you have in certain maps and simply add a gravity star to it. Just add a gravity star boost to it. I go in, and I used to go in and practice these routes over and over and over. And like you just saw when I did that route correctly, I was in their spawn in less than 6 seconds. I've timed that. It's a 5.2 seconds cross spawn. So from where they spawn out of their dropship to where I spawned out of mine, it's 5.2 seconds across the map. And I didn't even use stim to get there. I just used a grav boost. I just used a zip line and a grav boost. So once you kind of learn how to do the grav boost and you got it down and you think you know what you're doing, go ahead and add some of these boosts to your routes and see if you can make them even faster. As you practice, you'll start getting more perfect wall kicks. You'll start air strafing around corners you didn't think you could air strafe around. There's just a lot of capability with this ordinance that not enough people are taking advantage of. And that's kind of why I made the video, because I think this thing deserves more credit than just, you can use it to kind of go fast. You can use it for a lot of stuff, including going fast. And I want people to be more aware of that. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. I stream live on Twitch almost every single day. So if you want to come hang out with me outside of YouTube, strongly recommend you go follow my channel. I'll have that linked in the description. And at the time that I'm posting this, I might be live. So check out Twitch. Maybe I am live. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.